moment that I decided to be a voice for change started very young, actually right here in the sanctuary. I was singing a solo, and I remember one of the younger girls, I was probably about 10 at the time, but one of the younger girls, maybe 5 or 6, was just looking up at me. Her mouth was just wide open in amazement, and that made me realize that I maybe had something special that I could share with the world. And so at that moment, I knew that music would be my path to creating change and to being a role model and to living the life that I thought I had to live and living my purpose. I have definitely experienced racism. One of the first times I remember experiencing it, it was my first day of 3rd grade, and a young Caucasian boy came up to me and said, "Take your inward self back to Africa." And I didn't even know what the N-word meant, but I knew it was filled with hatred, and it definitely affected me to the point where I knew something was different about me that people maybe didn't like. But years later, he actually apologized to me randomly, and when we were much older, going through school. So I think that it gives me hope to know that even though people may have a certain prejudice, that it can go away with time and with learning more and being educated about issues such as race. What gives me hope for the future would be the children. I do teach. I founded Compose Her back in 2019, and I teach young girls and young boys, but it gives me hope to know that they just have a different outlook and a different mindset. They want to see the world in a better place. Even with the recent murder of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, we saw so many people walking hand in hand at protests, white and black. It didn't matter your race or your background. People want to see equality, and so knowing that this generation, my generation and younger, are just so full and passionate to do this work is really something that gives me hope.